Hello everybody, my name is Ray and welcome to the UnWantedRay channel. And this is Generation Zero, a series I've been meaning to do for a really long time. However, I didn't get around to it, at least not properly. And so I decided one day to start it up on stream and see where it went. Now I've gotten to the point where I'm a little bit more comfortable with trying to do this in an episodic way. I do not feel like rushing through it. I want to enjoy myself, enjoy my time. Since it's Minecraft, it's being creative, it's something that I really enjoy. And I hope that you will also enjoy it with me. However, it's also been a month since this world started, and there's still not a single episode out to prove all of that time. So I thought that I would do this in a little bit of a weird way. I'm going to time-lapse the build that is currently behind me to the best of my ability, since a lot of the replays are kind of messed up, but I will do my best on that part. And I would like to recap all of that so that you can all get up to speed with what's been happening on the streams, and then we can do this in a more episodic way. So moving forward, streams and episodes on Generation Zero. And I hope that you will enjoy it as much as I do. It's been a very long month. It's also been a very good month. So let's recap the most of it. I'll see you after the recap. Enjoy! Yeah, I only have one real goal, and that's setting up a world for myself that I can dedicate to creating stories and whatnot while on stream and recording and stuff. And I realized that it's just a fucking flower. I haven't interacted with Sue since I was like 5. It was scary. I think the scariest episode was the one with the guy in the space suit that like gets eaten and then you just see the skeleton fall out. Like that was the scariest one for me. But other than that, it's relatively mild, in my opinion. The one thing with the moving man, I hate mannequins so much. Like with a passion, I hate mannequins so much. Like they don't have to be like tropey, scary no, just like a regular like display mannequin at a store. I just hate it so much. Fuck, I have no idea how I'm going to do jungle and acacia for the 3rd floor. I set that challenge not thinking about that, and now I am dealing with the consequences of my own actions. Because what the fuck am I gonna do with acacia and jungle? So I'm gonna leave the bowmen for last, because they're gonna be the more annoying ones. Gonna go for you first. Oh my god, you give me saddles! I can get a horse! Finally! I wanted to do that for so long. Yes! Oh, what the hell? I had my shield up. Where the hell is this last guy? Pick up our extreme one? You can get the hell out of here. That's gonna be so rage-inducing. Ching. Hammer goes, bruh. Whoa. V2 model felt like breaking her back, I guess. Piercings for the crossbows. Aqua affinity, let's just not do that. Armor's no more with breach? Well, I'm in single player. Doesn't really affect me. Fire protection. For almost a stack, you can eat my ass. Ooh! This was ready for 24? It's like not bad. I was just gonna say, I want to get hit by you the least amount possible. So there's a bit of a problem with wither skeletons. I can't use a sword. Well, I can, it's just I won't. I can't get looting. like, until I accidentally use a sword and, you know, basically give up that whole thing, I am going to be rolling the minimum chance for a Wither Skull every time I kill something. And the dragon just killed an Enderman. So I very much can. Okay. No XP from that though. And down goes the little bitch. I need the experience. Oh, it just deletes it automatically. That's just great. Oh, is there any more that I just... Nope. Say too much, but I'm a sucker for pumpkin spice and pumpkin pie. Base floof, I swear to God, I'll ban you off the server. Chocolate pie? That's more of a cake, though, like a cake thing. Well, welcome back from the time lapse. So, there's a few things that we need to go through. This would be a little bit more of a housekeeping part, and I'll explain some of the stuff that happened in the time lapse, while also going through the things that we need to get done. So, in the time lapse, I explained, one, that this build requires all of the wood types for it to be a completed build. That includes bamboo, that includes jungle, acacia, and all of the other different wood types that are in the game. The reason I set myself this challenge is I don't often play with all of the different wood types as I would like, and so I'm challenging myself to be a little bit more creative with how I handle things, and because I've done things in the fly, I haven't made the build as how I would like it to be. So a little bit of the housekeeping is going to be getting the build back to how I would like it to be, without destroying some of that integrity and creative ideology. But before we get to that, we do have to organize ourselves a little bit. At the time of recording the intro, I had just finished the stream, getting back from the end, and getting the Elytra and Ender Dragon. And I would like a little place for the Ender Dragon egg. That might come at a later time, so we're just going to shove that away for now. And we do have to make shulker boxes. They will become very handy as we move along in this world through the different builds that I want to do. So we're just going to put these down for now, because I don't have much of an idea for this. At some point I would like to go and busting again, now that we do have the Elytra, and see how much more we can get. Another thing that I would like to do is get some fireworks, so let's go get some sugarcane up from the farm, which is another thing that we're going to have to workshop, because I don't really like the look of having this farm out here at the front. It's helped out a bunch, but I think it's run its course, and it is better to move it into another area of the world. Maybe start the industrial district going. Another thing that I explained in the time lapse is I have restricted myself to using axes as my main weapon. I am not allowed to swing, craft, or basically use a sword for the entire time that I'm playing on this world. That's a little restrictive though. And the way that I'm gauging using a sword is through the statistics screen. If you go to the item section, you can see the different swords and the different statistics. If any of these get ticked up to 1, that is challenge failed. Now, you might not think that it's that hard of a thing to do, but a lot of farms, they might not be dependent on having sweeping edge or having the ability to swing a sword, but it makes it a lot easier. And without that ability, my main forms of experience have been mining quartz and villager trading, which has gotten a little tedious at times when I'm trying to repair tools from nothing all the way up to something. As long as I don't swing a sword, I've discovered that in creative mode, and through the help of a bunch of people in a Reddit post that I made, I am able to have the sword in my offhand with looting and have it affect the drops while still giving me experience without me ever swinging the sword. Now, this can be done in a few different ways. It can be done with fireworks from a crossbow, or through TNT and a splash potion. The other option is having the spider spawner that I found at one point, having them fall on dripstone to be at just the right point where a splash potion of harming kills them. That's what I'm going to do, since splash potions of harming require a melon farm, gold, which I could get from clerics, and fermented spider eye, which I could get from the spider farm itself. I already have enough blaze rods to make all of the different the brewing stands. I almost forgot the name there. The main problem is going to be getting the spiders to line up and stay in a hole where I could easily collect the experience from. Spiders have the ability to climb a wall, which makes them really difficult to keep in one place without them basically escaping. You could use trapdoors in a certain pattern, but that would still allow some of the spiders to break free. So, I'm going to have to detail that a little bit better, but the idea is working. And now that we've cleared the trees, we'll start being able to see a little bit more of the landscape and planning our next areas a little bit better. So, for the chicken farm, we're going to need a lot of hoppers, we're going to need lava, glass, and a lot and lots of chickens. So to get started, let's see if we have enough to make hoppers. I'm hoping that I do. That entirely depends on the iron that I have. So we're also going to need redstone, redstone torches. I wonder, do we have cobblestone? We do, because I'm going to need droppers. Let's get some of the chests that we have here. So we're going to need a 3x3, so 9 plus 2, 11. Let's see if we have enough here. So we're going to need... Oh, we have just enough. So I believe that this is everything we'll need. We'll also need a building block, which I'm thinking of making it out of glass, so that I can see what's happening. And this should be good. So if we have any chickens to get us started, we'll have some wheat seeds which will come in very handy, and we do indeed have eggs. So we're going to go ahead and bring those with us. We do have chests, so we will be able to make a collection system. So this section is made out of wood, so I would like to be very careful with this. So we'll have our chests here. I'll put the eggs in here for now. If we have a dropper here with a slab, some glass on either side, see how we can go about this, because we need to have... So I think I'll move this one block forward so that we have enough space out the back for this. So put this here, have the dispenser out the back, once again the slab with the glass so that we can see the chickens and we can still open this. And I do believe that we put the dispenser here with glass here and lava here. If we then have... I might have overthought this a little bit. I do not believe that we need 11. I believe that 10 would have been just enough. But if we go ahead and make this a 3x3, that is perfect. Once again, get some of the glass. Actually, now I'm going to have a little bit of trouble getting up here. There we go. So if we have this section here, anytime... Oh, I believe we needed 11 now. This is actually wrong once again. So let's rebuild this one more time. But instead, 2 blocks forward. And the reason why is we need the chickens to actually, when they breed, to go into another section. Which actually, now that I think about it, we don't actually need to do that, so that was for nothing. All of these things are happening on the fly, and you can tell because they are not working out. Because if we have the chickens up here, we can just breed them up here. We don't need them to do anything. All the eggs will be collected in this one dispenser here. We can have the redstone clock coming from either side here. So if we grab this and we have a torch up here, we can just chuck some of the eggs down here. See if we get any chickens. Not a single one from 20 eggs, so we'll have to bring the chickens up here. But if we put the lava here and have that, might look better if we do a bit of glass. There we go. So now if we make a little path up here for some of the chickens to take, and we can just breed them up there. So now we need to make... This is going to get annoying, but I should be able to turn it off by just moving it away. There it is. So if I ever want to move this or get it to stop, I can just do that. Or I could have a piston move it, which wouldn't be a bad idea. So we might go down, get some of those going. I love having the elytra, it makes traveling so much easier. But now that they're over there, what we're going to do is grab all of the sheeps and try to bring them over here so that they're on separate sides. I do at some point want to set up an automatic farm, but I do not have enough iron to constantly be making shears. So come on, all of you follow along. I'm going to put this in my offhand so that I can control this a little bit better. There we are. So now I need to put this back, see if we can do this without. Awesome. So now you guys can start breeding. So we need to have the piston right there. So now the question is, can I activate you from... I can, so I don't need to have an extra block. So we're also going to put some of the ladders here. Turn that off because we don't have anything. And so everything will be collected down here. Goal 3 done. Having set up the chicken farm, separating the animals and getting rid of some of the trees. I will need a hoe to get rid of these because they will be kind of annoying. But goal number 4, in terms of housekeeping, make sure to collect these so that we don't ever run out, is to actually clean up the second floor a little bit. So we're going to put some of the stuff away and then we're going to head upstairs, do some of the cleaning because I think that it could be better. I think that it could definitely be a little different. So I'll get rid of some of these. I am not going to need the glass anymore, or the wood, or the chests. I like to keep the boat on me just in case I ever run across an enderman or a big zombie or a creeper. I'm going to keep that on hand and put the leads away. Pick our water back up. So up here, I'm not quite happy with this. So I think I'm going to remove this. And I'm going to move it. I have accidentally gone through the floor. Thank God the LA didn't go up there, that would have been a pain. So I don't like this here on the side. Oh, come off it. The LAs have escaped. They like being upstairs, it would seem. So that's 2 of them down. See if we can guide you back down. Come on, please go in the hole. Perfect. So I want to remove you, and I want to change this as well. I want to bring this up instead of having the fence there, because that's a little too close to the ground. So at some point, I would like to have foliage up here, but that's going to be for another episode. So I want to keep this as it is, I think. I want to keep this open, have like a little area for just idle chit-chat. This here will be like a little bar stool, and I'm going to have armor stands here. It's just that this little bit here was bothering me because it felt weird having a little sitting area here while also having a sitting area here. And so I'm going to have this little plushy guy here instead. Alright, so now that we've cleared all of that away, we're going to make a hoe so that we can clear all of the shrooms that we have. I could enchant it, but I don't know if it'll be worth it. I mean, might as well. We'll have to at some point. I think I'm only going to do 1 enchant on this, though. Mission Fortune. Not the end of the world. If I ever need unbreaking on this, I do have villagers, which I think we will go do a little bit after this. So something I also have to do is light this area up a bit. And the way I want to go about that is having bush decorations and paths. So that's also going to require some more leaves. And actually, I do think I would like to collect some more of these at some point, since they're very good for decor and also standalone blocks. But for now, I don't want them in the way, so that we can plan out our path accordingly moving forward. This one's going to be a little bit more tricky, since it's a bit of a taller block. But we can just use what we've gathered, take care of it. So that mangrove has been sitting there for a while. There must be a log in there, so let's also remove that. Get it out of the way. The bamboo can stay. I think I'll keep the sugarcane for now as well, since it's not like I have much of a choice. I haven't thought of an area where I could get that set up properly. So looking at the amount of enemies here, something interesting that I've found about this world is I get a lot of Enderman spawns, and I'm not necessarily sure as to why. In the basement, might have noticed that there's 4 or 5 different Endermen. Those are just the ones I've decided to keep. Just in the preparing for this recording alone, there's been around 6 other Endermans that I've had to kill. I'm keeping them. I don't know why. They're just little friends for now. But at some point I might have to remove them if they start getting too annoying. So, before we end the episode, I would like to go over to the villagers and get a few name tags. So for my streams, I have a little redemption where you can spend a few of the channel points and get a name tagged dog for yourself. The allays have a bit requirement just because of how annoying they are to get, but everything else is a channel redemption. So we're going to get a few books. We're going to go over to the villagers. I am tempted to use the firework rockets, but for now, we have so few of them, I think I'm just going to save them in the shulker box for when we go do some end busting in the future. I'm really looking forward to setting up the creeper farm, because fireworks are a necessity when playing Minecraft with Elytra. Thankfully, we do have Oh, I should be using the bow now that I think about it. Instead of Death Strider, it is just a little bit faster. So yeah, from here you can properly see why I want to change the color palette. Like from a distance it looks a little bit jarring, as opposed to when you're looking a little bit closer. I don't know if it would be a good idea to make a gold farm now that I look at these guys, since it's being changed in one of the upcoming updates that they will not drop experience even if it's aggroed, just because it's not the original attacked enemy. And I do not have sweeping, so I don't know how that would work. Maybe the potion thing would still work, but that seems like just adding a lot more annoyance to something that should not be annoying. So we're gonna go ahead and get mending for the hub. I should probably also get unbreaking now that I'm at it, which I believe is this villager over here. Yes, it is. Oh, and you've gotten cheaper as well. That is very, very good. But I'm going to go ahead and get a single name tag here, just to continue stacking them for another time. So something that I will have to do at some point is get a bunch of farmers and clerics so that I don't run out of food. I constantly have a stream of gold, as well as potentially just getting the harming potions from them, rather than having to make them myself with the farm. I would still make a melon farm and a pumpkin farm just because they're good. Basically infinite sources of those resources, but maybe I wouldn't be required to make glistening melons. I need to do some detailing on the house. The house is nowhere near done, but that might be for another time because we are running out of time for this episode. It's already been quite a few hours in production, and that's not taking into consideration how long the streams have actually been. The next episodes moving forward are going to be definitely higher in quality, just because this one required me to sift through streams where I was playing around with a lot of the settings to get back into it. But it should be a lot better moving forward, and it should increase in quality. So now we are enchanting the hoe, so now we have unbreaking, mending, and efficiency. I don't care much for fortune, because we're not going to be using it to farm up any blocks that really require fortune. But that is going to be where we end this episode, since we are running a little bit low on time. And I hope that you have enjoyed it. It's been a weird episode. It's been a weird way of doing things, but moving forward, things will be a lot more controlled. I see an Enderman on the second floor, which I'm going to have to go and remove. But that has been all from me. I hope that you all enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next stream. That I genuinely came out of habit. I will see you on the next episode. See ya.